What's up, guys? So I am really really late getting this video out to you guys, these videos. It's March 29th. I'm out here at the farm getting ready. I'm trying to put a turkey to bed. Our turkey season here in Illinois comes in 4 days. 4 days. So yeah, I'm out here trying to put a turkey to bed so I can thump him come Monday morning. Anyways, besides the point, to make this quick and sweet because it's a long video, I did some filming back this winter with my buddy Gabe. We went out and set like a working man's trap line. So easy trap line, something every single person can do, because I don't have like the time or the money to buy like the big fancy skinning machines and run a full-time trap line. So I set up just a quick little trap line, ran it for like a week, and yeah. So go watch those videos. There'll be a part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 is me setting them, part 2 is us running them, and part 3 is skinning and fleshing and boarding. So yeah, go check those out. I hope it helps anyone who's trying to get into trapping out. It's something anyone can do. So pretty good video. So also I was replaying them and I realized that me setting them, this is completely off topic, but it's gonna bug me if I don't tell you. So my hair, it's like kapoof. It looked like I got hit by lightning in it. I had my sock cap on all that day. It was like 20 degrees that morning when we started, and it warmed up to like 50, so I took it off, and I didn't realize it. I don't know why that matters, but just so you know, my hair isn't really that crazy. Anyways, all right, here they come, so hope you like them, and enjoy. All right, so here we are, our first set. This is an old farmer's. He used to keep sweet feed and stuff in here, and it's full of hay. I trap this every single year. I don't know if you can see that. Watch out, Gabe. It's a game trail that runs right through here. Comes up through here, goes up by these old railroad ties, and crosses into the neighboring property. I set this every single season. I catch 5 or 6 coons here every year. Just throwing a dog proof. I'm throwing it in. I'll tie it. I put these cables here. Hold this, Gabe. So the way I rig my dog proofs up, instead of use a stake, see when you buy them factory, they just have your normal swivel for a T-stake. A lot easier if you take this cable and a 1/4-inch nut and run your cable through here, and you can hammer this down. Makes you a loop. Watch how quick this is. You can throw in a lot of these sets. Very productive. Get it untangled. I'm using Duke DPs and the tan version of them. Any dog proof will do. But if you're gonna get a coon trapping, especially if you're wanting something quick and easy to run before work, get you some dog proofs. Just trust me. Makes everything a lot more simple. So I'll put that right here. Right there on the coon trail. You want their nose. When them coons come through here, they'll keep their nose down. They're just like any other critter. And they'll run their nose right in that trap physically, okay? Did you bring my fish oil? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can bait this with anything. A lot of guys use sardines, hot dogs, corn, cat food, marshmallows, whatever. I use just cat food and fish oil. You can order this stuff online. It's like $20 a gallon. I highly recommend it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Pour that down there. You could spill it. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Spill some on the ground. I fill it up to the rim. Now this fish oil, don't ever spray it down in your dog proof. They don't like the taste of it. They just like the smell of it, trust me. You fill that sucker full of fish oil and you'll lose a lot of catches, in my opinion. I used to do that and I started catching a lot more when I just sprayed it around the trap and not in the trap. We're not spraying this one. Okay, this bottle's from last year, so it's kind of... Alright, so we're gonna pour it. Okay, just like that. Alright, so that's what we got. Fill it up. I just put my fish oil. Usually I'd spray a line with this bottle here, like a line going to it, and maybe spray some up here. like to lift the scent up in the air a little bit, but just get it around it. They'll smell it. Especially if you're on a game trail, you really don't even need it. I don't know why I put it there, but it helps a lot if you're not on a game trail. But anyways, we'll come here in the morning. I promise you this will have a coon in it. So anyways, let's go to the next set. All right, so right here we're right off the road, first thing. Especially if you're running a trap line before work, you just got to be quick and productive, like I said. But don't worry about people stealing your traps. I've lost, I've probably lost over a dozen over the years. It's got stolen from me. It's gonna happen. You know how people are. They just can't leave your stuff alone. But don't let that like interfere with where you set your traps. Especially on these roadways. That's why you see roadkill up and down the road. Them coons run these roads. Especially at this barn right here off the side of this blacktop. It's a really good spot. So they're crossing over into this cornfield and they'll feed and they'll come up here to den up at night. So I've caught so many coons right here on this post. I've been trapping this since I was a little kid with my dad, and we've caught a lot. Same set every year. Quick and simple. This one I'm gonna bait with marshmallows. I'm not gonna bait with cat food. So all I got here, marshmallows, and I took some vanilla extract. You can buy it from Walmart, Dollar General, whatever. And I always did better with either anise, vanilla, or cherry. Some of the flavors they don't like as much, but all it does is it makes that scent really carry. So these are actually from last year. They're a little solid, but drop them down in there. So when you drop these marshmallows in here, they're thicker. You don't want them to sit on top of your trigger. You always want, there's a trigger down in here. When you set this dog, you always want your marshmallows below that trigger. Otherwise, they'll pull your bait out of there without grabbing the trigger and setting it off, and they'll steal your bait. Little bait bandits. So this trap here, I'm not worried about pushing it down in there because this is a pull system. Some of your dog proofs will be a push-pull. So that means they could set it off by sticking their paw in, by pushing the trigger down, or pulling it up. The Dukes are just a pull system, so he actually has to grab, here, come here real quick. He actually has to grab the little dog inside here. If you can see that bar that's on top of the marshmallow. So he actually has to grab that with his fingers and pull up on it. And then you can set a few on top of it, but make sure you got a majority of your bait beneath that trigger. Okay. Ground's not too solid here. Okay. Throw a couple around here, good to go. Yeah. Alright, so right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, another game trail here. Right there's our dog proof. This is a den tree, I'm guessing. It's old rotten trees. I'll get up in there and den up. Anyways, we're gonna set a different set here. So what I've done here is take an old 5-gallon oil bucket. I took a die grinder and I made slits in it. And this is called a bucket set. I'll throw my bait in the back. This will be in here. Try to go into the bait and get them. And they've been had. But these sets are also quick and easy. Ignore my rusty trap that I haven't dyed in I don't know how many years. So be careful in setting these conibears. These suckers will break your arm. They'll hurt if they get you. Them dog proofs a little bit safer, especially if kids are using them. But these these conibears here, these 220s, are pretty solid. Also, make sure wherever you are, most states can only use a 160 size. Here in Illinois, we're allowed to use 220s on land. That's the biggest trap we're allowed to use. So that's why I've got a 220, but I know our neighboring states can only use 160. So check with your regulations before you set them. And I know, some people are manly men and set these by hand, but I guess I'm not a man because I'm setting with setters. Alright, so that's set. I'm handling this trap pretty comfortably. A lot of people are scared to handle them. Don't be scared of them. I mean, make sure you always got your safeties on. You flip your springs back. Make sure your safeties are always on. I have another safety at the house that I should have brought. And once this is loaded, I'll put it on the triggers and it's an extra safety. I highly recommend getting one. They're like $5 on F&T. They will save you if these fail. But anyways, so when you set these, you got your springs out. Always face your trigger out away from you. When you set a conibear, never grip them like this. Never get your thumb. When you squeeze them, make sure your thumb never is inside of these jaws. Always set a conibear with your hands flat. Well, I'm gonna have to pop my springs out first. Okay, always keep your thumbs out. Flip your dog around. They got 2 notches. If you set it on your second one, he has to be on the conibear further before it gets him. It'll just catch him further back. If you set it on your first trigger, it's going to set it off faster. It depends where I'm at when I'm using. Here, I'm probably going to put it on the second trigger just because I want him in there deeper after bait. Okay, there she's set. Take your bucket, we'll set it just like this. Throw our conibear in there, okay? That's how it's gonna be. Actually, we're gonna set bait in there first. Marshmallow, same set here. Also, these sets are really good because they're enclosed, so we're supposed to get rain tonight. Some of these dog proofs will probably be washed out. This one will not. All the bait will stay dry, so it's pretty much a waterproof set. Stuck. It's stuck. Really bait it up, don't be shy. You can get a bag of marshmallows for $1 at the dollar store. Really convince them to go in there. Okay. Okay. Now that's set. I'm gonna get some sticks to put around this bucket. Otherwise your bucket's gonna roll around when you try to go in there. You want that bucket to be firm, so you can kill it real quick. Stick these inside of your springs on your conibear. They help stabilize your trap. That way you don't drag your trap out. Just like that. One on this side. And this is just an old piece of rebar we made into a T-stake. You can run that through your chain. I'm not going to because I see there's a piece of wire here on this old gate behind me. Just like that. Got 3 stakes. You can't move that bucket. So we're out at the other farm. Here's another one of them coon trails. You can see it shoots right through the middle of that brush. These are awesome to get you some of these little H stands. You could order them like half a dozen. I think half a dozen of these cost me, I don't know, 18, 20 bucks. These will save you a lot of time. You can just grab them and go. Come down here. What you're looking for, what I like to look for whenever I'm setting these up is see how this grass has patches in it or gets higher. You don't want to set it like in a bare spot like this. Try to find a spot of grass. You can hug it in and really tunnel them into the trap. So like down here. Okay. See right here where the grass gets taller on each side? That'll really help keep their head down and moving in between the trap. Right. Okay, I'll set her here. Here, because they're running through this trail, and I don't really need them in there, that they're going to be moving pretty quick. Them coons come running through here, so I'm not really worried. I set it on my first notch instead of my second one, because they're going to hit that trap moving fast enough. They'll be in there deep enough. These H stands are nice because what I do is I'll put that under there, and you can use it as a stake and stabilizer. Push that all the way down there. Okay, just like that. Now, I'm gonna grab some grass. So let's start with this here. kind of camouflage. You don't have to go the whole 9 yards and camouflage it. They're not skittish of this trap. Just kind of block the edges, kind of tunnel them in there a little bit. I can stick some like that. And what I like to do is take a longer piece and kind of dangle it over, or you can put a stick over the top, and just like when you're beaver trapping, it's a dive stick. They'll come running through here. If they see that, they'll duck their head. They'll throw their nose right into that trigger. That's about all there is to it. Make sure you flip your safeties off. Okay, that's it. So I showed you the dog-proof sets, the bucket sets, and the 220 blind sets here in these trails. This is another set here that you can set in these trails. I also use these in my pocket sets that I probably won't have in this video. I'll make another video on my water sets if you guys want that. But here, these are a drag set, so you can, if you want, just find you a log, heavy enough log, and just use the chain that comes on these straps and wire it to it. I used to do that when I was younger, but I ended up changing last year over, well, I actually have some of the saber tooths at the house. This is a cheaper drag, but same idea. It's got 2 spikes sticking out each end of each direction. I connect about 3 foot of chain on it, and I'll set this blind set. So you could take these. They're not very heavy like this one here. I think it's 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. They don't look like much, but these are big enough to hold a coyote. I've caught coyotes in these drags. Them spikes, especially in stuff like this, they get caught in that and they drag it out there. The further they go, the more this digs into the ground and grabs some of the CRP, and they just get tangled up and they can't pull it. They'll tire out after so long. These are nice if you want to get them away from the set. Like when I set my pocket sets, it's helpful because I don't want them to destroy my pocket. So they get caught in these saber tooths. Well, like I said, this ain't a saber tooth, but same thing. If they get caught in these spike drags, it gets them away from the set. It lets them drag it far enough that they don't tear up your set, but at the same time, they're not going far where you can still find them. These are also good because like with the marshmallows and the conibears, they're too small, so coyote comes running through here, something, or fox, whatever, he's not gonna get his head in that conibear most likely. This he will. So anyways, I got a Victor #2 long spring here. Very old style trap. They don't even make them anymore. Any old trappers that might be watching this video, you probably recognize these. Still use them. I'm still using them. I love these things. So anyways, throw your drag, just throw it out there. First thing I'm gonna do, get this set. When you set these, always keep your thumb on that dog. If this were to misfire on you, it'll throw your thumb off and you'll be good to go. Also, that bottom jaw, make sure you always flip that up, put your thumb under there and raise the pan up. Don't ever reach inside the jaws because they hurt. Done that before. And with these long springs, that bottom jaw, you'll notice won't drop. Where it's at now, it sticks up. If you take your springs and bend them backwards, like that towards your back dog, he'll fall all the way down. So know if you are new to trapping, if you ever have these long springs of any sort, always bend your springs backwards towards your dog and that bottom jaw will drop. So anyways, this is actually my coyote, my little coyote hammer that I used to make my coyote sets, but it'll do. So here, I mean, you don't have to really exaggerate this. You ain't got to pack it or anything. But because I'm using a long spring, I want to bend it a little bit. I'll kind of build them a bed. And it ain't got to be deep, just enough that that sits in there a little bit better. Okay, just like that. All I did there was make a V in the ground, and that trap will sit right in there like that. So I'm going to set it in there. Like I said, you don't have to pack it. I just throw a little bit of dirt back behind it to get it level. They're going to step in that anyways. Just throw a little bit of grass around it to even it out. Okay. So, here, come here, Gabe. There's that. That's all it is. You don't have to sift it like you do a canine set. You don't have to try to hide it. I will throw just a little bit of this light grass on it. Watch how heavy of the grass you throw on it, because you get too big of sticks in there, that's a small jaw. he steps in there and gets something big enough, it'll wedge between his foot and the jaws, and he's gone. A lot easier for him to pull out. Anyways, that's that. This trail runs through here. That open. Take a stick, set on either side of it. Right in front of it, just like that. Just like that, there we go. He'll come running through here, and he'll jump over that log. That stick, it's just natural. He's just gonna hop over it, land right in that pan. And if he comes from this side, I mean, he's gonna step on that trap before he goes to hop. So that's what I like to do. And then last thing I do is I just take a little bit of grass and just blind it in a little bit. Nothing thick, just slide it a little bit, just like that. That's all there is to that. So it's another good set. Takes a little bit more time, but not much. So, all right.